It was an emotional journey for everyone involved in bringing Trooper Palmer back to Montana today. Today, his boss, Attorney General Tim Fox, says he's been overwhelmed with the outpouring of support for Palmer and his family during this horrendous ordeal. Connor McCauley has that part of our team coverage.
It's not the end of a saga, but the beginning of a new chapter. Trooper Wade Palmer on his road to recovery after he was shot multiple times outside of an Evero bar back in March. Palmer's medical condition is in much better standing on his return trip to Montana compared to when he had to be emergency flighted to University Medical in Salt Lake. Now people gather outside North Star Aviation Hangar to show their support on the trooper's return home.
I want to stress just how incredible the individuals in law enforcement, first responders, fire service, the individuals at the hospital there, all of the staff, and indeed the entire state of Utah responded to Trooper Palmer's needs and his family's needs in incredible ways that I wish I could describe them all, but it's almost impossible to fathom. If you had been there the day that I was first there, when Wade was admitted to the hospital and saw the condition he was in, and you see him now, you would absolutely be amazed at the progress he's made.
The turnout for today's procession was heartwarming, according to the head of MHP.
For me today, coming back down Broadway, when we left back on March 15th, to see the people standing out there at the impromptu motorcade, to see the silent majority standing alongside Broadway today when we came back in was very, very heartwarming to see. I'm really glad that he's home.
Butler isn't the only one that's glad. Trooper Palmer was all smiles before his return trip.
When we walked in that hospital room today, Wade was smiling ear to ear. He knew he was going to be reunited with his girls, that he was going to be home, that he was going to see his trooper colleagues and his friends and see familiar faces and places. And while he couldn't communicate with speech, his smile alone and his upbeat attitude swelled my heart, and I'm sure everyone else's in the room.
In Missoula, Connor McCauley, MTN News.
Now, of course, Palmer's doctors say he still has a long road to recovery. His law enforcement brethren, though, say they'll continue to support him in any way they can along this journey. Okay.